Have you ever ended a workday completely exhausted, but still unsure if you worked on the right things? You answered emails, you put out fires, you handled urgent requests. But when you stop and think about it, very little of what you did actually moved you closer to your long-term goals. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Today, I want to talk about how checklists can help professionals and entrepreneurs stop making urgent-based decisions and start making strategic ones instead. And no, this isn't about grocery lists or to-do lists that never get finished. This is about using checklists as a decision-making tool. We live in a culture that rewards speed, fast replies, quick decision, immediate action. And while urgency feels productive, it often pushes us into reaction mode. Urgent-based decisions usually come from pressure, emotion, fear of disappointing someone, or fear of missing out. The problem is, when everything feels urgent, nothing is truly strategic. You end up reacting to what's loud instead of prioritizing what really matters. Let me make this real with a personal example. For a long time, I prided myself on being extremely responsive to emails. If someone emailed me, I responded quickly, sometimes immediately. I thought being responsive meant I was more productive. I was a good team player. I was reliable and dependable. And honestly, I thought speed was a form of professionalism. But what I didn't realize was that I was training people and myself to treat everything as urgent. I was constantly interrupting my own focus, jumping from task to task, responding before I had time to think. And over time, that constant responsiveness burned me out. I wasn't more productive. I was just more available. And there's a big difference. That's when I realized just because you can respond quickly doesn't mean you should. This is where checklists came in for me. Most people underestimate checklists because they look simple, but simplicity is exactly why they work. A checklist does one powerful thing. It creates a pause between stimulus and response. Instead of immediately replying to an email, my checklist forced me to ask, does this actually require an immediate response? What's the real priority here? Will responding now interrupt higher value work? That pause changed everything. That pause is where strategy lives. Checklists don't remove responsibility from you. They support better judgment, especially when pressure is high. Professionals and entrepreneurs make hundreds of decisions a day. What to respond to, what to delay, what to say yes or no to. That mental load adds up. When I was responding to emails constantly, I didn't realize how much decision fatigue I was creating for myself. Checklists helped me offload thinking that didn't need to happen repeatedly. Instead of asking, what should I do here? I already had a framework that freed my mental energy for deep work, problem solving, and leadership. And when your mind isn't overloaded, you make calmer, clearer decisions. One of the biggest benefits of checklists is that they anchor decisions to priorities, not emotions. For example, before responding to certain emails, my checklist asks, does this align with my current priorities? Is this urgent or just convenient for someone else? Can this wait without negative impact? What am I interrupting if I respond now? Those questions protect you from impulse decisions. They help you respond intentionally instead of emotionally. And over time, that consistency prevents burnout. Not everything that demands your attention deserves your action. Urgency is often external, importance, internal. Checklists help you separate the two. Instead of asking, who needs this right now? You start asking, does this need me right now? That one question helped me stop equating responsiveness with value, and it saved me hours every week. Here's something that people don't talk about enough. Decision fatigue creates anxiety. When you're constantly reacting, you start second guessing yourself. Checklists replace uncertainty with clarity. You're no longer relying on habit or pressure. You're relying on process that you trust. That creates calm. And calm professionals and leaders make better decisions. Urgency isn't going away, but it doesn't have to control how you work, lead, or show up. Checklists don't slow you down. They help you move forward with intention. If you feel burned out from being always responsive, it might not be a time problem. It may be a process problem. And a checklist might be the simplest place to start. Now let me know in the comments, what's one situation where you realize being fast didn't mean being effective?